Where should you buy used vehicles from? I'm going to be talking to you guys about where I recommend buying used vehicles. And the reason why I want to have this conversation is most people think that, buying used vehicles from the dealership is the way to go. And I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that you want to make sure you are doing it in a way where it makes sense for you. Okay. So, a couple things. Let's start by saying this. First of all, make sure you guys subscribe up because, once we reach 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away $200. And, we're almost there. We still got about 2,500 to go. But hey, baby steps, all right? So if you don't know, I work for BMW. I'm a client advisor there. And what I usually suggest when it comes to buying vehicles that are used, and take this from a person that buys vehicles for his Toro business as well, okay? So I buy vehicles for my Toro business, and I'm also in the car industry, so I'm seeing people that come in to buy used vehicles and everything like that, all right? That being said, the first place that I would recommend buying a used vehicle is from a luxury dealership. All right. So if you don't know, luxury dealerships usually take in solid trade-ins. Okay. So when someone, for example, wants to upgrade to a BMW, they're usually trading in their car toward the BMW. All right. And for the most part, to get the best value out of their trade-in, their cars are usually in good condition. All right. So if you want to get a solid used vehicle from a dealership where you can finance and things like that, I would highly recommend going with a luxury dealership, Mercedes, BMW, anything like that, because you're probably going to get 8 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, you're probably going to get a solid trade-in used vehicle. All right. Now, the other place that I would recommend is, of course, Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is a great way to buy a used vehicle if you have capital or money saved up to buy that vehicle. All right. So if you have a little bit of capital and you can spend a little bit, then I would recommend getting a used vehicle from Facebook Marketplace. And I would only suggest that if you just pretty much have the money to straight out buy the car. All right. So there are some cars, for example, I post cars on Facebook Marketplace from my dealership. And, I also give people the full details on what type of car they're purchasing. So that way they know it is a potential chance you might have to finance. Otherwise, you can buy the car outright as well if you have the money for it. So those are honestly my two best places that I would suggest when it comes to buying a used vehicle. You want to go luxury and you want to go Facebook Marketplace. Like I said, used vehicles from a luxury dealership. And I just kind of want to show you guys some of the things we have. Obviously, I'm going to start with the BMWs, but some X7s, uh, X5, X5s, some 3s. Love this one. This one's so beautiful. But yeah, like you make sure you, first of all, when you're working in car sales, you always want to do a lot walk because you don't know what someone has sold before or after you left. So make sure you always do a lot walk. Man, the M240 is gone. I was going to look at that. Somebody wanted it. So, you always want to make sure you do that every morning when you get in, or if you get in a little early, you can do it before. We got some M3 comps right here. And then from here down, it's just all our other branded vehicles that are used. So like I said, you want to make sure you look at some of these vehicles. A lot of them are pretty good condition, low miles, not a lot of damage, just in really good condition. Now, obviously, if you want to add an extended warranty, you can always add an extended warranty. Sometimes I highly recommend it, but like I said, a lot of our options that we have are low mile vehicles. Okay, I need to look at that. And pretty good condition. So you can see what we have available. Some of our trade-ins. Got a Porsche Cayenne hybrid, a couple Q8s, some Lincolns. We get some pretty good stuff. And then obviously your Jeeps. Not only that, we have a dealership across the street, but that's your standard dealership there. And Forerunner, Sequoia.
This Land Rover, this thing is crazy. I'm not too familiar with this one. I've never, just a Defender, is that what they calling that? That thing is crazy. It's huge. The big boys down here. Nice little Expedition. The interior on this Suburban is beautiful. And we did have a gray TRX, but I'm assuming it must be sold. So then we're going to take a walk back here, and I'm going to show you guys some of the other vehicles that haven't been processed through yet. So, like I was saying before, here are some of the other ones that we have that were traded in, and we just haven't got processed through. Some need to have photos done. Okay, there goes that M2. Ooh. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, you want to usually go to a luxury dealership if you're thinking of buying a used vehicle because you're going to have better options, in my opinion. And that's what I would suggest. So make sure you check out your local used luxury dealer or just luxury dealer to see what's available. Oh, we got that over here now. Okay. That way you know what's out there if you're looking to either sell cars or just um, buy one. All right, this is clean. We just got this in yesterday on the trade-in. This is clean. 530E. This is very clean. I like that. I don't care for the interior, but it's pretty clean. But that's it. And so that's what I would suggest when you're looking at buying a used vehicle because you're going to have the better options and better quality cars going to a luxury dealer. All right. But I'm going to wrap this video up here. Hopefully, I gave you guys some slight information for when you're looking at buying a used car. There's something out there for everybody. I recommend buying used. I only usually go with buying a new car, a brand new car, if it's like it's one that you really want or you've built yourself. Other than that, I would not recommend doing that. All right. So with that being said, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Once we reach 10,000 subscribers, I will be giving away $200. All right. Man, I had a crazy morning. I've been up since 5 a.m. I had to do like a kickboxing training slash calisthenics class this morning. So trying to get my fitness together. But make sure you guys subscribe up, like this video, invite your friends and family. Scoofy here, and I'm out.